Beautiful weather we are having this week is a great opportunity to get outside and do some gardening.
Angela Kelly is learning some how-tos at the Green Bay Botanical Garden this morning because they know how to do it. Hi, Ange.
They certainly do know how to do it. Well, I'll tell you what, if you want things like peppers or tomatoes to enjoy right away this summer, you're going to want to start them right now. So how do you do that, and how do you keep them alive? That's what I would need help with. Mark Konlock is the Director of Horticulture here. Good morning.
Good morning again.
So we'd start with something like this. Can you explain?
Yeah, exactly. The first thing you want to do is obviously probably pick out what kind of fruits and vegetables you want to grow, or fruits, tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, like you said. The great thing about starting seeds is you can do some things that you can't find available locally, and some heirloom things, which are one of the big trends in horticulture now. So the thing you want to do is buy one of these trays. So it includes an insert, these 4-packs, and a flat, and then probably one of these ones with the top, because it helps hold the moisture and the heat into the soil.
Okay.
So the thing you want to do is fill it with a soilless media. You don't want to put just soil from your garden because it can harbor diseases and pathogens. So you want to buy something like peat moss, or something like this is Fafford 3B. And you take the seeds, just put them lightly on the surface. Typically you plant a seed about 2 to 3 times deep as it is wide. So these ones are really flat actually. And then you can take a little bit more of the soilless media to put on top to lightly cover the seed. And we also like to put vermiculite on top to hold the moisture right next to the seed, because it needs to imbibe or take in water in order to germinate.
Okay.
The other thing you want to do then after you plant them is put a little water on top, mist it slightly to get the water on that vermiculite and the soil and the seed. And then cover it up with this clear top. You want to put it somewhere where it's sunny, and either in a window, like a south-facing window, and you might have to kind of move it around throughout the day or when you come home from work. Or you can put it under a fluorescent light, make a little stand and put a light about a couple inches above the top of this to give it light about 14 or so hours a day. Once the plants germinate, you eventually want to take this off because it'll hold too much moisture in on the plant surface, which can lead to disease. And you'll get your seedlings like this. Once they start to get your true leaves, you know you're doing a good job and they're living and doing well. You want to let it dry out slightly between waterings, and then once it gets to this stage, you can water by just pouring water from your bottle in there from a watering can.
And then at some point, obviously, you're going to transplant them into the ground.
Right, exactly.
And we're looking at, people don't usually do that till maybe like May.
Yeah.
So it gets a lot warmer out.
Right, it's a little early. I mean, even if it's going to warm up this weekend and everything, don't get too anxious and gung-ho. Make sure you wait to plant it, because these, especially these warm season crops like tomatoes and peppers, need warmer soil temperatures and outdoor temperatures, air temperatures. So around, Memorial Day is when people typically plant their gardens. But when you start your plant, it's indoors, you get bigger plants to start out there, so you kind of have a jump on the season. You get your crop earlier.
Super. I do not have a green thumb, but this intrigues me. And Rachel, I know you've done this. Are you doing it again this year?
Yeah, actually Mark helped me in my first attempt at it last year, and I had some of those diseased ones because I overwatered them, so I did learn in the process. Would you ask him what flowers would be good to start?
Yeah. Rachel would like to know what flowers would be good to start.
Well, boy, you could probably plant any kinds of flowers that you want if you go to the store and look through the seed packets, and then just take a look, and a lot of times it'll tell you how many days to maturity, and you can count back from our last frost date's typically May 15th. So if you count back from there, you figure, you're not going to want flowers immediately from there, maybe like the middle of June or whatever. So just count back, and then you can start them based on that time.
Okay. So Rachel, when you want to grow me that big bouquet of peonies, you just, you better look on the packet to make sure that they're ready in time for me, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Ange.
See ya.